Some are born to money, some are born to lose. I listened when they told me it's in the path you choose.
We meet someone only to turn away without a word, while others we are at once drawn toward, and without any apparent reason. This is the result of their mental atmosphere or thought vibration. No matter what the lips may be saying, the inner thought outspeaks them, and the unspoken word often carries more weight than the spoken.
Ernest Holmes says it just a little bit differently. He says our world offers us the opportunity to cooperate with it on a spiritual basis or to argue with it on a material basis. If we do the first, we have an abundant life with great peace. And if we resist and argue with our circumstances, we find that our troubles heap themselves upon us in even greater ways. The most important concept to keep in mind while formulating a request is this: it's not the thing that you're asking for. It's the feeling about the thing that you're asking for that is the important ingredient. That's the love, that's that energy. We let the universe handle the details. We seek the feeling and let the universe determine the best way to manifest that feeling in our lives. So we understand that the universe, or God, is the master designer in our lives. Trusting that master designer will provide for our true needs without our help getting in there to mess it up, you know. At this point, think of for a moment of a personal desire, goal, or vision that Diane invited you to do last week, to work on in the course of this month, creating a miracle, becoming a miracle worker. Does this goal, this vision, this desire fit into the picture of the evolution of your soul? Does it serve the greater good of humanity? And what are the feelings that you really desire to create by experiencing it? The fourth condition is maximizing. The next section of this lesson on creating miracles shows us that Jesus did not create the loaves and the fishes out of thin air. They did not appear from nothingness. Rather, the food which fed the crowd was an expansion of the existing supply. But you know that this situation comes up for us all the time in our lives. Probably every day in something. So it should be nothing new to us. We have a need, a desire, and we look at what we have with which to manifest our need or desire. And how many times have we looked at what we already had and fallen into a state of despair? But a miracle worker perceives things differently. A miracle worker always sees the supply that exists as a perfect beginning. The miracle worker always uses the supply in hand to the very maximum. If we learn to work with what we have, more will be given to us. That's one of the great spiritual laws of the universe. What we appreciate appreciates. If we're good stewards of them and we consistently use what we have to the maximum, more and more will be diverted into those channels of our lives. Basic universal law applies. Form follows thought. Like attracts like. If you focus your attention on what you have, and you have so much more than you realize, your consciousness attracts more. If you focus on what you lack, you will attract more lack. So focus one-pointedly on what you have and see it as perfect. Use the resources you have at hand carefully, making every possible bit of use that you can find for them. Make sure that you're seeing everything you have with gratitude and using it to the maximum. Do this cheerfully, gratefully, and consistently as possible. And when you can do this 10% of the time, you will find that your life is 10% healed. And when you can do it 100% of the time, you will have entered that dimension of the miraculous.
This morning I was born again. My past is dead and gone. This great eternal moment is my great eternal dawn. Each drop of blood within me, each breath of life I breathe, is united with these mountains and the mountains with the sea.